The following episode of the Comics and Crypto podcast is for informational purposes only, and anything expressed by the hosts or their guests is solely their opinion. This podcast does not constitute financial advice, and anyone wishing to invest should seek their own independent financial or professional help. Have fun and enjoy the show.
Hi, I'm Sean O'Hare, and I know comics.
Hi, I'm Spencer Vogel, and I know crypto.
Hi, I'm Kevin Lee Loader, and I don't know shit. This is the Comics and Crypto podcast.
Comics and crypto, crypto and comics, collectors world in a digital age. Comics and crypto, crypto and comics, it's where the next billionaires will be made. It's comics and crypto.
Gentlemen, it has been a minute since we've done one of these.
We're back.
We are indeed.
An
Wow.
actual podcast episode. Who would have thought?
Indeed.
From humble beginnings as a podcast to a video company, we need to get back to our roots.
Yeah, pretty much. That's kind of what happened.
It's funny because my dad's he's asked me like 5 times over the past like 2 or 3 weeks. So when's the new episode? Like what's going on with you guys? Like, come on, step it up. Step it up. I'm like,
It's like, Dad, we got other things going on.
yeah.
We're only making a bunch
I'm
of
tired of
content.
that
It's
hot
fine.
and sell shit. Like, come on, step it up.
Yeah, we've become a hot or a sell channel.
We have 3 comic book drops a week now.
I
you
know.
Like,
It's not our fault. It's not our
it's not
fault.
our fault.
Well, I am so glad to be back with you, gentlemen. Usually I ask you how your weekend's been, but it's Friday. So how's your week been? How's everything going, guys?
It's been good. It's been a good week. I got a nice POW day at VeVe on Wednesday, which was exciting. Got about 6 inches of snow there. Probably the most exciting part of my week so far.
Oh, nice. Any good drops? Or did you guys get any good drops?
Oh no, absolutely not.
Yes, actually, for the first time in like months, I got actually 2 from the Jungle Comics #6 first appearance of Killmonger.
Nice. What'd you get?
I got a secret rare, pretty low mint too.
Wow.
Incredible.
My first ever secret rare from a drop. It was like
What mint?
I forget. It was like maybe like 5,000 or something like that, or like 6,000, somewhere around there. But then I also got a common on another phone. But yeah,
Oh, nice.
I haven't gotten a single drop in months, and there you go, two at the same time. Part of it may have been influenced by the Russian-Ukrainian conflict going on right now. I think people were distracted from the drop that morning, so I think maybe not as many people are going for it.
You just got lucky on that.
And I think I got lucky. Yeah, I've seen a lot of other people on Twitter that got the drop who hadn't gotten it. Who hadn't been getting a lot of drops. So it seemed like it was a little bit easier that time around.
I haven't gotten any drops in like months.
Neither have I.
Nothing.
Yeah. I think the last drop that I got was Sue Storm.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah. I got Sue
Wow.
Storm. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite a competition out there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But regardless of all that, very exciting times for Comics and Crypto. We are officially sponsored.
Yeah.
Oh yes, we are officially sponsored by Elite Comics 11.
Elite Comics 11. Big shout out to everyone over at Elite Comics 11 and Ali. And it's been such a fun experience so far. And we're working hard to bridge the digital and physical world of collecting. And for everyone who doesn't know what Elite Comics 11 is, they are the biggest virtual store for comic books on Instagram. It's incredible. Spencer and I have bought a lot of comic books on there.
Got my first comic book ever from there.
Exactly. Yeah, he's got his first comic book from there. Yeah, we're very excited to collaborate in the space and, again, bridge the physical and digital world collecting.
I was going to say they actually recently started accepting cryptocurrency for sales as
I
well.
was just going to say that.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Which is wild. That's something we've all talked about for a while. Like,
Mm-hmm.
we cannot wait to see these sales for physical comic books. That's going to be incredible.
Yeah, again, we love this partnership. Like Sean mentioned, the whole bridging the physical and digital world, that's our biggest thing. That's the thing we really want to bring into this space. And Elite Comics 11 is all about that too. And we're so happy to have them on board for this.
They're so pumped about it, and it's going to be a really fun collaboration moving forward.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they have some really cool things coming out. We have a giveaway that's going to be announced soon. We're going to give away an ultra rare of a Black Panther, which is really, really cool.
Nice.
And also, they're doing a virtual Comic-Con.
Mm-hmm.
That's going down March 9th through the 13th. They're going to have giveaways, physical comic book purchases, live auctions, and special guests, including legend Neil Adams, who's a legendary DC artist. It's going to be really, really cool. Really cool. And also, which I'm really, really excited and pumped to announce, is that VeVe is officially a sponsor of this virtual Comic-Con event.
Yeah.
And they're going to be one of the lead sponsors along with Heritage and CGC.
Wow.
So I am,
That's
and here we go,
pretty
guys.
huge.
Like, this is
Yeah.
exactly what we've been hoping for. Is it's so cool to have VeVe on board for this. and to have their support and collaboration. This is going to be an incredible experience, and I can't wait for everyone on the physical side to be part
it shows
of it.
how much they care about the comic community too.
Yeah, they really do.
Yeah, it's going to be great exposure for the physical comic collectors to learn about VeVe. So very excited.
Exactly.
So
big shout out to them, and also make sure to follow Elite Comics 11 at elite_comics 11, and you can follow them on Instagram and also Twitter. And just so everybody knows the way it works, you write claim in the comments, and the first to write claim is the winner and is able to make the purchase. If somebody else writes claim, then you write backup claim underneath. But remember, if you write claim, you're fully accountable to buy that comic book.
Mm-hmm.
So don't write claim unless you 100% are going to purchase it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And it also is possible to negotiate as well. So if you want to risk it, you can also DM Elite Comics 11 directly and, try to work out a deal. But if somebody decides to, write claim in the comments before you work something out, then you're kind of SOL.
Gotcha.
Exactly. Oh, and the reason why you write backup claims is because sometimes the claim doesn't follow through. Very rare that happens. But if you write backup claim, then you basically get second dibs. And that's happened.
Gotcha.
It doesn't happen often, though.
So basically, if someone doesn't actually come through.
Exactly.
With
it doesn't happen very often because this community is very strong and they're very accountable for their purchases. Like, I've rarely seen anyone write claim and they don't do it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
But I will say, it was funny because when we first started doing it with VeVe, I was starting to bring in people from VeVe, the community. And the first announcement that we had, there was 12 people wrote claim on the comments. And we're like, oh man, there's a lot of new people on this app.
No.
And none of them were accountable for the purchase.
Oh, no.
They all sold. And a couple of them were actually from members of the community that eventually were sold to, which was really rad. Yeah.
That's
And it was a Batman 423 comic, which is the inspiration for the Todd McFarlane statue.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Really cool. So, but me and Ollie shaking our heads oh, damn it.
Hey, growing pains, man.
Growing pains. It's a work in progress. Yeah. It was so funny.
Just to clarify, is Elite Comics 11 making the virtual Comic-Con?
They're hosting it.
They're hosting it.
Yeah.
So this will be hosted on Instagram or?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all going to
Gotcha.
be virtual, hosted on Instagram.
All right. Perfect.
Yeah,
Just wanted to
very
clarify
cool.
that.
Very, very cool. So we collaborated with an Instagram account called VeVe Whale, and he helped collaborate, and we made these awesome NFTs. There's 100 of them, and he used his cool little whale logo, and then he put our comics and crypto sound wave on it.
Mm-hmm.
And
The same sound
it
wave
was
you
so
see
cool.
below.
Yeah, they're free, and they're on an app called Bubble. Is that right?
Yeah.
Spencer, Bubble.
Mhm.
And Bubble House.
Bubble House. Yeah.
Thanks,
that's what it was.
Roth. Big shout out to Roth
The
Ryan.
ghost of Roth Ryan still haunts this.
Hey, Roth, you want to sit in on this one?
Next one. He's 100% coming on the next
Yeah,
episode.
Definitely.
Bubble House is an application where you can buy and sell NFTs. For a lot of it's for indie artists, and we did a drop on there for 100 of these NFTs.
Yeah.
And they not only sold out within seconds, but it shut down the app.
It
the
literally
app-
broke the app.
the app
We
was
literally
crashing.
Destroyed this app
I couldn't
for 3 hours.
I was just nervous, they weren't going to sell out.
Yeah.
No one was going to. Dude, they sold out so
Instantly.
fast. Yeah, instantly. I was
Oh,
so
man.
cool. It was so
Yeah.
flattering, man.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
right.
people were messaging me this isn't working. The app's not working. The app was 100% working
Yep.
before, and then once all the additions
Yep.
were delivered, it was working fine.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it was.
They were having the growing pains that VeVe had
Yeah.
pretty early on.
Yeah, it felt like the DeLorean drop for
Yeah, right.
for a throwback. Anybody who's been around that long, it felt like the DeLorean drop. It was crazy.
Yeah, no, we're very humbled by that.
Yeah.
And, that was so cool.
It was so cool, and they're such cool NFTs, man. They're cute little NFTs.
They are.
like-
They're actually really awesome.
They're really,
I actually
it's super
like
well
them.
done. He created them all himself. Big
Yeah.
shout out to VeVe
Yeah.
Whale, man. Those are awesome.
Absolutely. dude.
Really
Yeah.
cool. And you can follow him at VeVe Whale on Instagram. Super awesome guy.
Yeah.
Really cool channel. He puts up a lot of cool memes, and he's just a really fun Instagram account.
And if any of you have any of the whale drops, please comment down below. Let us know if you have one of these whales.
Yeah,
We'd
please
love
do.
to know that.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
What's going on in the comics world, Sean?
Oh boy, here we go.
Oh, boy.
Ooh-wee.
Oh boy.
Oh,
So
we're
there was
children.
a new record sale for the elusive Action Comics #1. It sold privately in December 2021 for over $4.5 million,
Wow.
setting it as a new world record for the highest dollar amount paid for a comic book. And this was previously held by Amazing Fantasy 15, which was a CGC 9.6 grade that sold for $3.6 million back in September of 2021.
Wow.
So here we go, back-to-back sales like that. And this is cash, by the way, not crypto. This is
Yeah.
cash sales. Absolutely incredible. Apparently that Action 1's comic was in unbelievably good condition. Apparently they've estimated that it's going to be a 9.4 grade, blue label.
Really?
Yeah. Once it gets graded and pressed, cleaned, all that stuff, it's going to be worth 10 million plus.
Wow.
Easily, minimum right off the bat.
Really?
Minimum. It's the highest graded comic book for Action Comics 1 in existence. And Action Comics 1 is like the holy grail
That
of
is
comic
the
books. It's the
ultimate
holy
grail.
grail. You have
Wow.
grail books. This is the holy grail.
This is the actual
of
holy grail.
Yeah, this is actually the holy grail. So absolutely incredible,
Wow.
man. And it's just like, that's what I get excited about the space. You know, like if this comic ever drops on VeVe,
Yeah.
which I hope it does eventually. We know they have a partnership with
guarantee
DC.
it will. It
Yeah.
will be there.
Yeah.
We don't know when, but it will.
And like AF15, that's another one.
Yeah.
It'll cause a massive gem squeeze throughout the app, I think.
yeah.
Mhm. Oh,
And it's
definitely.
exciting. This is going to be a really, really fun time, guys, because like the digital and physical, we've talked about this so many times, how they complement each other and they're just going to bring each other up. You're going to see record sales on the digital side and it's going to bring up the physical and vice versa. So, man, it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
It's going to be really fun.
So, what's going on in the crypto space, Spencer?
So the first project I want to talk about today is Artifact Studios. So Artifact, it's they don't like vowels. It's RTFKT. That's kind of the thing.
Sounds like KMFDM. Anybody who gets that, that's hilarious.
Yeah, I didn't get that. Sorry.
Yeah, you're too young. You don't know bands.
I'm too young. So Artifact Studios was founded in January 2020, basically like right in the beginning of the pandemic, right when that was kind of starting. And so they're really well known for creating digital sneakers and fashion designs for the metaverse. I think of them kind of as like the supreme of the metaverse. So they've done all these insane sneaker drops. They've done big collaborations with artists in the space like Ferocious. So they've just done some really, really cool things. The project I really want to talk about that they released in the end of November is a project called CloneX. Got a good amount of hype, but what CloneX is, it's a 3D generative avatar project that was done in collaboration with Takashi Murakami, who is probably the most important contemporary artist in Japan today. And all these assets, they're all 3D and designed to be metaverse ready. If you look at these things, we'll show some pictures and stuff on the video, but these things just look unbelievable, and especially the ones that have the Takashi Murakami traits, the ones that he designed. Those are the ones that are really, really valuable. And basically sold out, very, very quickly. And the really exciting thing about Artifact Studios is a couple days after the CloneX project sold out, Nike actually announced that they would be acquiring Artifact Studios. So Nike actually acquired Artifact Studios. I'm not sure what the acquisition price is, but it's a core part of their brand now. So like if you look at Nike's banner, which like shows all their brands, you'll see the Nike swoosh, you'll see the Converse logo, you'll see the Jordan logo, and now you'll actually have Artifact Studios logo right next to it as well. So they basically with this purchase established that Nike is paying attention to the metaverse. They're all in on NFTs. And yeah, they're trying to make this a core part of their brand, which I think is just absolutely huge for the project because Artifact is it started out as a very small company in the crypto space, very much kind of like fair launch style. So there's a lot of respect for the project, but now you have Nike who's now purchased and acquired it, which now means that project that people already really care about now has more or less infinite resources behind it in order to do whatever they'd possibly want to do with it. So there's just so much utility that Nike can build for these things. And some of the utility they've had for the CloneX avatars so far is they've done a bunch of airdrops. So they've actually done 3 airdrops so far to CloneX holders. So yeah, one of them was this space pod, which is it's kind of like think of it like a VeVe showroom, except it's actually an NFT through a company called OnCyber. So you actually own the showroom as an NFT, and then you can display your NFTs within the showroom.
Wait, so it's an NFT with NFTs within the NFT?
Yeah, basically, yeah. It's like NFTception. Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, then they also sent out this loot pod extension, which is basically an extension for your space pod. The airdrops are going for a pretty good amount of money. Like I think the space pod is currently going for about 1.5 ETH, and then the pod extension is going for about 1 ETH. And then the third airdrop they did, which I'm really, really excited about, is called the Monolith, which is another no vowel word, MNLTH. So what's really exciting about this one is it's pretty much a box, like a cube that's spinning around, and on alternating sides you have the Artifact logo and the Nike logo on it. So this is actually the first ever officially licensed NFT that Nike has done, that Nike's logo is on, and kind of
so this is the first one with their brand on it,
with actually their brand on it, exactly.
Oh, wow.
So it's kind of a collaboration between Artifact and Nike's brand, and these boxes will open eventually. So there's 20,000 of them. Each CloneX holder got one as an airdrop. They're currently going for about 6 ETH a piece. Nobody knows what is going to be inside them. There's been a lot of speculation on what it could be. My speculation, what I think, is that it could be like a generative sneaker project. So, kind of like the generative 10K avatar projects, every single sneaker, within these boxes would be a little bit different in, some way. They would all have different unique traits. And I think that would just be super cool to have like a Nike branded digital sneaker that they actually created. And every single one of them is a little bit different from every single other one in the collection. I think that would be super cool, but who knows? Only time will tell what is actually going to be in that box. But like the actual Clonex avatars, I think the floor price on those is around 14 ETH right now, which is quite a bit of money. And the mint vials, which are basically like the unrevealed clones, the floor on that is around like 25 ETH. But it's a massive project, yeah.
So how much is ETH worth right now? 1 ETH?
Yeah, I think 1 ETH is like sitting around like 2,700, 2,600 around there.
Okay, wow. Nice.
So yeah,
that's some substantial amount of money going.
Yeah,
this thing.
Yeah, and there's a lot of volume on these things too. I think there's like close to like $3 million in daily volume of these things being traded on the secondary market. So there's a lot of demand for this stuff, and so I'm really excited about this project, and it's really interesting. So actually, one of the first drops that Artifact Studios ever did, it was something called the Meta Pigeon, which is kind of like this like really cool looking like digital pigeon that has like kind of like steampunk pigeon. It's really cool looking.
Really?
It's really cool looking.
Man, I gotta look this up.
You gotta check it out. But it originally sold for $1.
What?
So if you had this Meta Pigeon, you basically received an airdrop for this other, I think it's called like Meta Pigeon OG, which is like another Meta Pigeon. So you basically have two of these things. And then if you diamond hands, your Meta Pigeon from the beginning and just kept all your airdrops that you received from it, basically for owning that Meta Pigeon, you get this Meta Pigeon OG. And then each of those Meta Pigeons entitled you to mint 3 Clonex clones. So basically, you were able to mint them at 0.05 ETH a piece. Massive discounts, like the public sale. I think the public mint was like closer to like 2 to 3 ETH. But basically, so you would get 6 clones, just for owning that Meta Pigeon that was $1. And each of those clones is 14 ETH minimum. Could be a lot higher depending on the traits that it has. Wow. And then you also received 6 monolith cubes, 6 space pods, and 6 loot pod extensions. So the total like minimum value would be around 135 ETH, which is around 350K. Just for being in the right place in the right time and buying this Meta Pigeon for $1, back in 2020 or whenever it came out. Yeah.
Damn. Wow. By the way, I looked up the pigeon. It looks pretty awesome, actually.
Yeah, they're really cool looking.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
For pigeons, that's pretty
cool.
Those
pretty cool.
Yeah, $1
from $1.
All this stuff.
You get all this stuff for free. That's the really cool thing, and one of the really exciting things about NFTs for me is just like the utility that you can come with it, and you can build pretty much anything into it. And airdrops are is something that really cool that you can use to reward your community, and especially if you're a big brand, those can have a lot of value. Yeah, I'm pretty sure like the all-time high price for a clone was like 450 ETH. I think it was like $1.25 million at the time. Yeah.
Whoa.
So yeah, these things, have gotten some pretty big prices. And they actually just announced that they'll be releasing a video game in the Sandbox, which is one of the big metaverses, and they're calling it Meta Dungeon. And it's basically kind of like I think it's like a dungeon crawler type of game, and you'll be able to use your Clonex clone as your like gaming character to play, and they'll actually be creating like these like pixelated voxel versions of your clones. And they've given some previews of them, and they're really cool looking. So it's just like another layer of utility that they build on top of these, that just owning these just allows you to have access to something else in the metaverse. So yeah, super freaking cool. I love this project. I'm full disclosure, I am a holder. I do have a Clonex, and I've gotten a couple of these airdrops as well.
Nice.
Sean enjoys my story of how I got to it.
Oh, I've shared it with so many people.
Have you really?
Oh wait, what?
I mean, it's epic. It's an epic story.
Yeah, no, it's just like we can talk about it. Yeah. So kind of like the progression of me getting to my Clonex. So I bought a whole bunch of Axie Infinity Land back in 2020 or 2019, whenever it came out. I think it was 2019. And, these land plots, I was buying them for like, probably $20-$30. They're not very expensive at the time, especially because the price of ETH was really cheap. I sold one of these land plots back in, I want to say like October, November for like 15 grand, more or less. Yeah.
Wow.
Bought
what percentage of that is of the land?
Oh, I mean, that was just one plot. I have, I have probably 5 or 6 Axie plots. So,
Gotcha.
I just sold one of those plots for around 15 grand. Probably invested a lot of that stuff in stupid that didn't do very well. But one of the things that I took the winnings from that for was I put it into Constitution DAO. Constitution DAO, we talked about in the project before. They ended up not being able to buy the Constitution, but for whatever reason, the tokens ended up being really, really valuable. So I think I put around 1 ETH into the project. That 1 ETH turned into about 6 ETH. And then I took that 6 ETH and I put I paid about 3.5 ETH for as a reptile DNA trait Clonex. And those, I think the floor for those is currently like around like 50 ETH or so, like 40, 50 ETH. So yeah, no, it's done pretty well. Plus I've gotten probably like 8 or 9 ETH worth of airdrops too. So
what? That's worth over like $100,000.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah.
What's amazing too is that Spencer got involved in this project before they announced the Nike partnership.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or no, not just partnership. They bought out.
Yeah.
Artifacts.
Little acquisition. Yeah.
Unbelievable, Spencer. Like that is what a move.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
Congrats,
Damn,
buddy.
So
it's just a lot of being in the right place at the wrong time.
spent.
Yeah. No, seriously. Yeah.
Man.
Just
People
about.
say follow whales. I just follow Spencer.
Exactly.
I want to make a shirt for that. Fuck the whales.
Yeah.
It's all about- I
Screw
follow
the
Spencer.
whales. Oh man, yeah. This is why you need to buy land, people.
That's why. No, seriously. When the land cocomes out for the VeVeverse, I said this many times on the podcast. That is what I'm most excited for. More so than like pretty much any upcoming comic book drop or collectible drop. VeVe Land is what I'm focused on.
Yeah, man. Wow, that's crazy, dude.
But yeah, that's Artifact Studios and and my story with it. And then
They sound awesome. I love them.
Yeah. No, they're super cool looking, and yeah, just the future that they have, I think is we have a lot to look forward to. Is what I'm trying to say. And then really quick, the only other project that I want to talk about in the crypto space is a few weeks ago, there was another Wax VIRL drop. Funko did another drop on the Wax blockchain, and this time it was a Nickelodeon drop. So it was.
How'd I miss that?
I don't know.
awesome.
Yeah.
Damn.
But yes, it was to my knowledge the first time that pretty much any of these Nickelodeon characters have been seen in on the blockchain as NFTs. So yeah, they did like stuff from the Rugrats. So I think like Tommy, I think that was like the Grail one that was like 999 editions that's redeemable. Tommy, Chucky, Angelica, Reptar. They did stuff from I think like Hey Arnold, Invader Zim, Cat Dog, Wild Thornberries, Danny Phantom, Rocco's Modern Life, and Real Monsters. So
That would have been great. I would have loved that one.
Well,
Man.
they are still in the secondary market. So if you want to pick
Really?
one up,
Oh shit.
you can do that.
If you want to.
And something very cool about the Wax blockchain, which, something I guess is more cool for our community, is that people don't really understand mint numbers yet over there, at least to the extent that the people in the VeVe community do. So you're able to find some really good deals for some crazy, crazy low mint number collectibles over on Wax. And I've seen a lot of really good deals, specifically for like these Wax Nickelodeon ones, the Funko Nickelodeon ones that I, probably a few weeks ago was the last time I looked. But I was able to get a number 1 mint Donnie from the Wild Thornberries for $30.
Whoa, no way.
$30.
Crazy kid,
Number 1 mint.
crazy-
The little
What?
crazy kid. Yes.
Yeah,
Not to be
Damn.
confused with Donnie from
Yes.
Powerpuff Girls, but
yeah. Exactly.
Spencer, I just realized something. Is this the first Nickelodeon NFTs?
yes,
Yeah, dude.
Did you say that?
I did say
You
that.
did.
And
Oh, okay. I
I
missed that
and I
part.
told you that like 3 weeks ago when we were when I introduced you to these.
Shoot.
So just wanted to let everyone know that Sean is dying of dementia. Just letting you all know that.
You're so funny, Steven.
Man, I want some Rocco's Modern Life and All Real Monsters. I want
Dude,
some of those.
yeah, check it
now.
out. Get yourself on Atomicub, and yeah, they're not that expensive. You can get some really good deals on stuff, and even the ones that are redeemable for the physicals are not super expensive either. So, I mean, for me, like Nickelodeon was my childhood, so it's super nostalgic for me. So I pretty much all the shows that I watched, I went ahead and bought all the collectibles that I really liked from those and all the characters that I like. So yeah,
Absolutely, man. That's all of our childhoods.
It is.
Technically. We
Yeah,
still
it really
kind of grew
is.
up
I mean,
with
some of
that
the best
too.
shows of all time for
Yeah.
me. I mean, that's
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing missing there is Rocket Power, but everything
I
else.
know.
Man.
Or Doug. Doug's not on there.
Doug, yeah,
Yeah, what a
Doug's
big
on
F you to Doug, huh? Yeah, I actually just watched that episode like 2 days ago. Like, I'm
Nice.
not even
You
kidding.
really?
It's on Hulu. Yeah. Dude, it holds up, man. The show holds up. Oh, yeah. Hey Arnold, by the way. Wow.
Actually, you know what?
Super
That's
impressive.
the one show I never saw.
Oh, are
I
you
didn't watch
serious?
Hey
That
Arnold.
show holds up so well.
Really?
And my sister's the biggest Hey Arnold fan. Big shout out to Heather.
Wow.
She's I mean, she was the president of a Hey Arnold fan club.
Wow.
I'm not kidding. No,
That's amazing.
I actually have wall art in my room of Hey Arnold. Yeah.
Oh, that's what that is.
That's what that is. Yeah, it's Footballhead and Gerald and
Oh.
Helga.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm a huge fan of Hey Arnold. It's my favorite show growing up by far.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so this is pure nostalgia for me. This
That's
is awesome.
Well,
Very
if you're
cool.
a fan, everyone go check out.
Oh,
Or
yeah,
don't.
yeah.
Actually, stay away.
Wait,
Go
wait,
away.
wait until Kevin buys first.
Yeah, wait till I get in there and then go for it. Thanks, guys. All right. So we also have some other pretty cool news coming up.
So we're collaborating with an amazing application called 2 Cents, which is a listen to earn style application. And we're going to collaborate on the platform and we're going to show our audio content. And this is an application where we're able to engage and learn and also receive incentives for listening to the content. And we're also going to be releasing a giveaway within this week, which will be a bunch of amazing comic books over the next few weeks, actually. But we're going to start the VeVe NFT comic books, and we're going to start with a Fantastic Four #1 ultra rare comic book.
Nice.
So big shout out to Mikey and Andrew and to the entire team, and we're so pumped to get started with you guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. Such a cool app.
Yeah,
And it's
we're
gonna be a
really,
cool project.
really excited to interact with you guys on the app, and this is a whole new way for us to to interact with our community. And the really cool and kind of like the value proposition for this app is that what makes it different from a lot of these other podcasting apps is that you can actually leave audio messages. So instead of just typing out a comment, you can actually leave an audio message, and then we can respond to your audio message, and then somebody else can respond to it, and you kind of have a whole chain of audio messages, and you have these really cool conversations that get built off of the content. And and we can do really cool things like when we do our Q&As, instead of just having you guys respond to us on Twitter, you guys can actually ask us a question on the 2 Cents app, and then we can take that audio and we can actually throw your audio of you asking that question into our next Q&A video, so you can actually hear yourself, and then we can answer you.
Yeah, and that's what's cool. Like Sean said, it's all about engagement. We're all doing this as a community together, and the fact that you get these incentives, bonus stuff for using the app. It's really cool. It's actually awesome.
And for anyone who's ever talked to me virtually, I love
God.
audio messages.
Yeah.
Sean's audio messages. are
Facebook, Telegram,
legendary.
I'll be sending those audio messages all day, every day. I hate texting.
Yep.
But as Roth Ryan would say, less is more, Sean. Less is more.
Does the ghost of Roth Ryan have anything to say about that?
Say less.
Say less.
I'm learning, Roth. I'm learning, I swear.
That's why he keeps haunting you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Relax. So let's move on and get into some more VeVe stuff.
Oh man, what a past.
What's
do
going on, Sean?
Where do I begin? Like, I literally the past month and a half is just like flooded in my head, and I just almost got pushed back on the ground.
I saw him.
I
He
saw,
almost had a
like,
seizure. It was kind
We
of
were hitting record sale floors. Everything is on fire. We're posting like new record floor like every 5 minutes on Twitter, like record floor.
Yep.
We finally confirmed almost 2 million active users. There's millions of dollars coming to the app every day. We're having celebrities tweet about us including like Fred Durst. It's pretty wild. Yeah. No, Fred Durst is awesome. I love Fred Durst.
Yeah.
No? All right.
I'm not as much a fan of Fred Durst
I
as
think he's
a person.
awesome. Did it all for the nookie. But since then, the market has taken a dip.
I blame Fred Durst.
You know what? Ever since Fred Durst
Actually,
tweeted about this,
I'm actually kind of partially serious.
That was the
I
top
mean,
signal.
I'm coming purely from nostalgia here with
I
this
know,
music.
that's the
I mean, I
problem.
don't know. Yeah.
Sean has been bragging about Fred Durst being on the platform the past month to everybody he's talked to.
All right. Well, the market's taking a huge dip, possibly because of Fred Durst. But yeah, I mean, like at the end of the day, I think it was a much needed price correction. But since then, it's kind of like gone down even further, and I think a lot of it is because of just FUD. But we got a recent announcement about MTL, which is very exciting, very good. There's positive stuff. But then there's stuff going on around the world. That's definitely, I think, is having a big reason
Oh, definitely.
for this.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those situations where we can't control what other countries
Yeah.
do and everything,
Yeah.
especially if Russia is, of course, invading and attacking Ukraine at the
Yeah.
moment.
And on top of
when you're
that, Canada's
recording this
blocking people
podcast.
from their monies.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's crazy, man. It's crazy times.
Yeah, and it's not just the VeVe markets that are down. It's the rest of the crypto markets, the traditional markets. Everything's down right now. So
And I know it's a scary time, yeah, but it's important just to remember why you invested in the space. It's important you remember why you invested in these collectibles. Stay true to your conviction. Know what you invested in. Remember the long-term goals, and it's going to work out great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Don't sell your collectibles because you're in fear of what could potentially happen around the world. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, that's out of your control, guys.
Yeah. No, you
but-
got to
yeah.
keep the long-term vision. Just think about where these things are going to be in 5 years.
Yeah, what Spencer just said about the long-term vision, that's super important to keep in mind. You know, I'm in it for the long haul, not in the short term.
Yeah, me too.
What I'm
Yeah.
looking at.
I know it's tough for flippers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. For short-term flippers, yes, it might be a problem.
Flippers are not having fun right now. But I will say though, at the same time, what's really interesting is that, you know, since there has been a dip, it's now an opportunity for people to buy things at realistic prices.
That's
Mhm.
true,
you
which
know?
I do
And
like.
there's still a lot of people coming in, a lot of money coming in.
Yeah.
Like there's still these people are still flooding this app.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
it's not like that hasn't stopped.
Especially if you're in it to be more of a collector like myself. Yeah, go for it. Like, go in there, get what you want. You know, I got a common Black Panther statue recently because I wanted that statue. I wanted
That's
him.
cool.
It's
Did you get the
awesome.
Wakanda Forever one?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, that's
So
I love
cool.
that pose. It's my
Yeah,
favorite.
it's epic. It's
Yeah.
epic. Speaking of which, what do you guys think is the currently most undervalued NFT on VeVe right now? I mean, it could be comic book and or
Yeah.
collectibles.
I mean, we talked about this briefly, but I think it might be the Simpsons golden moments for me right now, because we're talking about the first official Disney licensed collectible on VeVe, period. And the fact that it's at $1,000, like that's pretty low for something as cool as what it is and as exclusive as it is. I just feel like it could be worth a lot more, and I see a lot more potential in it for the future.
Yeah, because that's definitely like, you know, that collectible. I mean, there's a big debate over that and the Elsa and
Yeah,
that, right? Over
yeah,
like what
I
is the
know,
first
which-
Disney collectible?
Yeah, and we've gone back and forth on that ourselves.
Time will tell which one you know
Exactly.
people look at
Yeah,
it
yeah.
at, but
Either way, it's the first golden moment. So
Yeah, exactly.
it's the first
Yeah.
gold moment. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it is. There's no question that it is the first Disney licensed collectible. It's
Exactly.
literally written in the metadata.
Yep.
So you could say the first actual Disney brand collectibles
Mhm.
is Elsa in the hat.
Right, exactly.
But if you're going to talk about the Disney licensed collectible, it is technically
It
under
is
the Simpsons.
totally
It is
100%.
literally written
Yeah.
in the metadata.
and
Yeah.
first appearance of 2 major characters in one
Yeah.
statue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's an awesome statue.
Yeah.
I love it.
And actually, what we found out really cool about that as well, it's actually a nod to Todd McFarlane's Homer and Bart
Wait,
statue.
What? I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
It's I
Yeah.
don't know if he actually designed it, but it was licensed by Todd McFarlane Toys.
Oh,
Mhm.
really?
Mhm.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, holy
Really,
crap.
really cool. Yeah.
So even more reason.
I know. Yeah. It's
Wow.
somebody tweeted about that,
Awesome.
and whoever did that, big shout out to them, because I was able to retweet that and let people know like this is actually the physical statue in real
Wow.
life,
Mhm.
which is
Awesome.
not super easy to find apparently, especially now. When
Yeah.
people found that out, people are buying that up like crazy. I'm sure,
Yeah.
but really cool. What about you, Spencer?
I would probably say I think the Black Panther Secret Rare is probably my top pick right now for undervalued. It's I mean, obviously, Black Panther is just such a huge character in the MCU, and with Wakanda Forever coming out, only gonna keep getting bigger and bigger. It's sitting currently at like 1,500 gems, which for a secret rare of one of the bigger characters in the MCU is just it's such a bargain. I mean, I know there's 2,800 editions, which is a little more than some other secret rares, but like there's so many people that are gonna want this. I mean,
Yeah, it's animated.
and it's
awesome.
animated. It's such a cool collectible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
really cool.
I think especially after the Wakanda Forever comes out, I think that'll definitely start having that.
I'm so excited to see what they're going to do in that film.
Yeah.
Who are they?
Mhm.
Who's going to play? I mean, obviously we know that they're not going to play T'Challa. They confirmed that that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And I think it's such a sensitive thing. They're not going to screw with
Mhm.
that. They're not going to say,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, we're not going to do T'Challa and then bring him
No.
back."
Yeah.
They're not going to mess around
Yeah.
with the audience.
I do
like that.
appreciate they've kept things pretty tight and
Super
tight-lipped. I was
tight.
like, wow,
We can talk about some of the speculation real quick.
we can.
Here's your chance. Pause. If you don't like speculation, pause.
And possible spoilers.
Okay. So, anyways, you had your chance. So there have been rumors about Storm coming in, and that's why they have Storm on VeVe, which is interesting, right? Because you look at the 5 statue characters. You looked at Spider-Man was the very first one on VeVe, and then you looked at Captain America, then it was Deadpool, and then it was Storm, and now it's Black Panther, which is really interesting. Because Storm is the only character that we haven't seen in the MCU or on, through Marvel films. So that was an interesting choice, right? Well, we all believe that a lot of these collectibles and comics that are being dropped are actually speculative characters coming to the MCU. So people would need to really pay attention to that. They need to pay attention to what could possibly be coming, especially with Storm. I mean, Storm is a big character, and they probably have big plans for her. To drop 5 different digital collectibles of one character is a huge deal. And right now, people kind of know. I mean, comic book collectors know Storm. Anyone who's a big fan of Marvel knows Storm, but like they don't really know Storm on the full scale of like Spider-Man. When you're comparing like Spider-Man, I mean, look at the other X-Men, like Bryan Singer's X-Men films. I mean, Halle Berry plays Storm, and she did a great job. But outside of that, no one really knows Storm very well compared to Deadpool, compared to Captain America, because of the MCU. So it's gonna be exciting to see how this character does over time, right?
And of course, we've heard she has ties to Wakanda. And
in the comic books, I mean, I think there's another comic book recently that was dropped that she actually becomes the Black Panther.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
really?
then also there's been rumors about potentially the villain being Namor.
Yeah.
Which is aka the Submariner.
Mm-hmm.
And he's he's not an anti-hero because he's more of a hero. He becomes a hero, but at first becomes more of a villain in the comic books.
Which is going to be interesting.
It's very interesting,
Curious as to how that's going to work out.
Yeah. And for anyone who's been listening to the podcast for a while, you know, like I've been on the speculation for a long time and bought a Submariner #1 comic book. And that was one of my biggest excitement at the time. Like I bought this comic for like $2K and then went up to $6K. And I was like, how could it possibly get better than this? And then I found VeVe. And then and then I have friends like Roth who made $7, bought $7 drop and got a Marvel Comics 1 secret rare.
Yeah, and then you're humbled.
Now I'm like, I don't get out of bed for anything less than 5X. Like,
4X.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
I think you were, Sean. I think you were quoting me there. I think that was my quote.
What's that? Oh, you could get out of bed less than 5X?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
It probably was.
That's amazing.
Sean Still's quotes.
Yeah. It's mine now.
Not an original thought in that head.
But we love him anyways.
That's definitely a hashtag Spencer right there. Definitely. I've said it so many times that I feel like it's my own now.
I know, right? You have said it a lot.
But yeah, so definitely keep your ear to the ground on this stuff, guys, because there's all these characters like Ben Reilly too. Like Ben Reilly, we saw his FA comic book and then his FA statues, and in reality, it's just clone Spider-Man, right? So we'll probably see Tom Holland playing Ben Reilly because it's clone Spider-Man. So it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out. But yeah, this is the power of speculation. As more news comes out, the value of these collectibles go up. And also, one last thing on this, Fantastic Four #1, there's going to be an announcement soon on who's going to play the characters.
Oh, have they finally said there's going to be an announcement?
There's been strong speculation that it's John Krasinski.
Right.
Yeah.
We
We don't know the official announcement, but we anticipate it'll probably be in the next few months.
Okay.
But when that happens, keep your eye on the FF1 comics because I almost promise you're going to see an increase in value. And that's what I've been excited to see, like big news, like dropped, like a bomb drop news, and see how that's going to affect the VeVe marketplace. Because Spencer and I and Kev know like it affects the physical comic book world big time.
It does indeed.
It takes like maybe a couple days to see the data on like Go Collect, but on VeVe you see that instantly, literally within seconds. You'll like
instantly.
You'll probably go to the FF1 Commons and see it double.
Yeah.
It's very possible.
It's going to be crazy.
Yeah. So very exciting times, guys. And the FF1, anyone's been listening to this podcast knows how high we are on that comic.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's one of the safest investments of all time with the biggest upside because these characters have not even been introduced in the MCU yet.
Yeah. It's a great combination of both a grail and a speculative book at the same time,
right.
which you don't normally get.
Yeah. I mean, the highest grade, 9.6, there's only 2 in existence. There's no 9.8s, and it's estimated by Go Collect to sell for over $6 million.
Wow.
And that's with cash.
Yeah.
Like that comic, I mean, it will probably never even see those books sell. The owners of those probably don't want to ever sell them. Yeah. They don't need the money. And if you sell them, that's it. It's gone forever, right? Unless you probably pay double to get it back. Yeah. And it's not worth it, So that's why it's fun to see these digital comic books and see how they're going to do over time. Yeah. Because there's a lot more of them. However, the lower mint numbers, right? That's where the real value lies. So anyways, very excited. I didn't even give mine yet. Wait. Yeah, I didn't get mine.
We're not moving on yet.
I was about to say, Sean, what do you think is the most undervalued collectible in VeVe?
I'm really pumped about the DesignerCon collectibles. There are definitely some comic books that I'm really excited about too, but these DesignerCon collectibles, mostly because we've seen a big dip. We've seen like the Labracorns, and if you heard this podcast, you heard me talk about Labracorns a lot.
A lot.
But there's a lot of opportunity there. I mean, these are down to about 240 gems currently, and we know that that VeVe is going to allow those collectibles to be the first to go off into Immutable X and OpenSea. So when that happens, as it always happens on VeVe, you see a pump in a lot of these collectibles. So again, not financial advice whatsoever. However, that being said, ... there's a lot of opportunity there, and especially on this dip. I'm very high on those Labricorns. Frank Kozik's a big artist. Ron English is a massive artist, and his collectibles are will sell for premium. And and he's really big on OpenSea already. So could be a lot of opportunity there.
Yeah, I think the indie collectible that I'm most excited to see leave the app is probably the Mr. Cartoon that Cap Carlson.
Yeah, I'm very excited for that one.
Really excited to see what that one does when a wider audience gets to see it, and especially when celebrities start getting their eyes on it.
And he's getting really commercial too.
Really?
I mean, his recent announcement during the Super Bowl was Pepsi. Oh yeah, he has a partnership with Pepsi.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, we tweeted about it, Kev.
Oh, I don't read any of the tweets.
We posted it on our Instagram, Kev.
Oh, I know. I don't. I by the way, I am the worst at social media in the world. I don't.
Spoiler alert: Kevin doesn't use any of our social media pages.
I'm when it comes to social media and stuff like that, I'm an 80-year-old man. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what's going on. I'm just like, right. Yeah, no, so I'm terrible at social media. I admit that.
But at least you had the foresight to buy one. Because
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
tweeting about it, telling everyone, buy one, you got to get one. And I didn't even buy one myself.
No.
And then went from 600 gems to like 4 or 5K gems. I'm like, oh, there it goes. Well,
Yeah, I got it
See you
right
later.
before that. I was woo.
see you later. But yeah,
I think they're sitting around like 2K right now, around there.
yeah, it's great value. It's great value. It's going to be a really cool collectible. There's only 888 of them. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, most importantly, just make sure you understand the market, do your research, know what you're investing into. If you have more questions than answers before you make a purchase, you're going about it the wrong way.
Yeah.
So be 100%
Yeah.
in your purchase always.
And remember, we have a great community here that's always willing to answer your questions. So always reach out to us or to anyone, really.
Yeah. Speaking of which, buying and selling collectibles off the VeVe app, VeVe actually came out recently in an AMA and talked about how that's actually not an offense that they'll penalize.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they talked about that people were worried that the accounts are being banned because of it, because they're selling off the app, they're digital collectibles or gems, and they said we're not doing that.
Okay.
They confirmed that on the AMA. We're not doing that. We're only disabling bots. Applications connected to bots. There have been false positives, but I think apparently it's like very small percentage. So, and those people have gotten their accounts back.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, if you do plan to buy or sell your collectibles or gems off the app, make sure you go about it in a safe way. We actually recently made a video that highlights how to buy and sell your gems and collectibles off the app in a very safe way.
Yeah.
And this is using the VeVe Facebook Collectibles group page. This group page is not affiliated with VeVe directly, but the group of moderators on this page are 100% trustworthy, amazing people, including myself. And yeah, and this video will help you walk through those steps. So definitely check it out, and it will definitely keep you safe out there. And just make sure, guys, like, they're getting tricky. These scammers are getting really tricky. I mean, they're using they're using audio that I've sent to somebody, and they're using that as a tool to trick people. Yeah, so this was Black History Month, and they released an awesome set of collectibles and comics. And there was some that we were hoping to see. We got some really cool ones, actually. Like Heroes for Hire #1, Captain America 117. So these are the first appearance of Luke Cage and also the Falcon. Really cool comics.
Yeah, and the
there were
Jungle
some
Comics with the first appearance.
Jungle
Yep.
Comics #6, which is the first appearance of Eric Killmonger. But there were some that we were actually really excited to see that we didn't end up seeing, which I was really hoping to see. But we'll list off a couple of those right now. So the first one is Strange Tales #169, which is the first appearance of Brother Voodoo. And this comic is a 9.8 grade. It's worth $27,000. And Brother Voodoo is a mystical witch doctor, and apparently has strong ties with Doctor Strange in the MCU.
Oh, cool.
So he's a character coming to the MCU. There's been strong speculation on this character coming to the MCU, and it's going to be a
What
fun.
do you think? Multiverse of Madness? You think?
Yes, I do actually. I very much strongly believe that we're going to see him in the Multiverse of Madness, and I feel like we're going to see him on.
I think Multiverse of Madness is going to be one of the craziest. Like,
Yeah.
everyone's getting revealed. This
Dude,
is going to be the nuttiest thing.
It's so crazy.
I can't wait.
I mean, the fact that they're willing to tease Professor Xavier
Yeah.
in the
Mhm.
trailer.
Yeah, the fact they did that, I was like, oh, they got something more than
Like,
that.
that just proves right
Holy
there how
crap,
crazy this
yeah.
film is going to be.
I love that
um,
trailer, by the way. If you haven't had a chance, check out the trailer for
It's such a good
Multiverse
trailer.
Madness.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So Strange Tales 160, and we still don't even know who the villain is. Like,
Yeah.
we really don't know.
We don't know.
We saw a few
And
things.
that's fine.
And that's what's cool about it. Yeah. Definitely look up Strange Tales 169. It's a really cool cover.
Nice.
Really cool cover. And this character is going to be really awesome. The next one on the list is Tomb of Dracula, number 10. First appearance of Blade.
That's cool, man.
Yes. This is also a very, very cool comic. It's worth $41,000 as a 9.8
Nice.
grade. And it's definitely one of the most valuable Bronze Age comics by far.
Yeah.
And we do know that Blade is coming to the MCU.
Yeah, well,
It's
he
already
was,
confirmed. He
Well,
was released.
spoiler alert for anyone who might not have seen the Eternals. There is an end credit scene where Blade, voiceover wise, at least shows up in the scene. So Blade is literally confirmed. He is already technically
Wait, in the
appeared.
Eternals?
at the last end scene of the Eternals.
With Kit Harington?
Yeah, the guy who speaks to him,
Are
that's
you-
Blade.
You're 100% sure that's Blade?
100% sure.
No
Everyone's
way.
confirmed it.
I thought that
That's
was just
Blade.
tied to the
No, that's Blade.
what the wow, the
Yeah.
Black Knight. No?
Yeah.
That's
Nope.
Blade.
It's Blade.
What?
Yeah.
What a twist.
Yeah. Crazy, right? So yeah, Blade is 100% coming. To the
Oh my
MCU.
gosh. Yeah, I mean they announced that at Comic-Con.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
still,
like,
but
the
like-
fact that it's like literally happened like already.
Wow, that's
technically,
super rad. Wow.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, and I love the character of Blade because
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of the movies that came out in the 90s and all that with
Yeah.
Wesley Snipes. I love
He
those
killed
movies.
it. He killed it.
He did.
thought
I
they
thought
were
he
fun
did a great
films.
job, especially in the
fun
first movie, of course.
Yeah.
But
Definitely.
man, that's a character I'm very excited for. In
It's
the
gonna be
future.
really good. And then the next one's Giant Size X-Men number 1, which is the first appearance of the new X-Men. So this includes Colossus and Nightcrawler, but most importantly Storm, which is really cool. That's why that comic book is so valuable, and that's why they compare it to the Young Avengers number 1, which has multiple first appearances
Right.
of really big characters. So, and I've talked to like my buddy Brian, who's been a mentor of mine, a good friend, and we both talk about all the time that we compare that and we compare this comic book to a Young Avengers number 1 because it's basically like the emergence of the new generation.
Gotcha.
It also includes multiple FAs and very significant FAs.
Wow, interesting.
But yeah, it's a very cool comic book, and we're definitely going to see that on VeVe eventually.
Mhm.
And finally, the one that we were all hoping for and everyone was talking about it
Yep.
was Fantastic Four 52, the first appearance of the Black Panther. And this comic, as a 9.8 grade, is worth $94,000. And in my opinion, that's incredibly undervalued. I mean, this is a very classic cover artwork by Jack Kirby.
Yep.
And yeah, it's a very powerful story. The book came out in 1966 during the peak of the civil rights movement. And Jack Kirby and Stan Lee decided they really wanted to create a powerful character that could help inspire a generation. It was really cool.
That's awesome.
Really cool.
Man.
Yeah. So they came up with the Black Panther, and they researched a lot of the African culture, and it's a beautiful story. And as we
Yeah.
all know, Wakanda, it's pretty awesome.
Wakanda forever.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're saving it for the movie's release.
I think so. Yeah. The
Yeah.
movie
That
comes
would
out in
make sense.
November.
Yeah.
So it definitely makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Because otherwise, I don't know why they wouldn't have released it.
Yeah.
this
And,
month.
and over time too, I mean, the comic book, I mean,
Yeah.
more people are going to be on this app. There's going to
Yeah.
be bigger. Yeah. So it'll definitely come. It's just a matter of when, not
When.
if.
Yeah.
100%.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. This was awesome. We finally got to do a
Finally.
regular, normal podcast.
Yeah.
In like the longest time. This is dope. Look, it's a little nerve-wracking right now with the whole market and everything, but we're way more positive than that. Love everyone, be kind to each other, and look, we're all enjoying this app together, and part of that is the community that we love. So, everyone stay awesome out there, and remember, f*** the moon, let's go to Mars. Music is by NineFinger. Make sure to check out their music at NineFinger.com. And you can follow them on Instagram at NineFinger999. Be sure to check them out and send them some love.